Welcome back, everyone. I'm absolutely thrilled to have you here for today's explainer. We're trying something a little different today, a bit more interactive. We're turning our June 30th, 2026 updates into a gamified daily knowledge challenge. I'm going to present today's top facts and data as a series of quiz questions to really test your current affairs knowledge, and then we'll unpack the fascinating answers together. So, get ready to test your mental reflexes and let's see just how much you know.
Okay, let's just dive right in. On the agenda today, 1. Wildlife and ecological discoveries, 2. Global defense and leadership, and 3. India's rich agricultural heritage.
Kicking things off with Section 1, Wildlife and Ecological Discoveries, or as I like to call it, Nature's Hidden Secrets.
All right, here's your first question. Where exactly is the Amaraba Tiger Reserve located? Take a second. Think about recent geographical surveys or tiger estimations. Got a state in mind?
It's Telangana. Did you get it? Excellent job if you did. So let's unpack why this specific reserve is popping up in the headlines right now.
Basically, the All India Tiger Estimation for 2026 recently found a really strong tiger presence here in the Amaraba Tiger Reserve. It's nestled up in the rugged terrain of the Nallamala Hills within the Eastern Ghats. It was actually carved out of the former Nagarjunasagar Srishalam Tiger Reserve back in 2014, right after the bifurcation of Andhra Pradesh. And the reason these tigers are thriving, it's all about the environment. Deep valleys, dense forests, and of course, the vital water supply pumping through the Krishna River and its perennial streams.
Let's keep the momentum going. Question 2. What group of insects does the newly discovered species with the rather complex name Tetrastitius narion devnathi belong to? Is it a beetle, a butterfly, maybe a dragonfly? Take your best guess.
It is a parasitoid wasp. Yeah, that was a tricky one for sure. This wild new species was recently discovered in Rajarhat, West Bengal. But what does being a parasitoid wasp actually entail? Well, the science here is honestly a little gruesome. A parasitoid wasp is what's called a gregarious primary parasitoid. In nature, being a parasitoid means it absolutely relies on a host to survive, and spoiler alert, it eventually kills that host entirely. The gregarious part, that just means they attack and develop in swarms. In this specific case, they target tortoise beetle pupa. It's brutal, sure, but an absolutely crucial part of ecological population control.
And here's a really cool cultural connection to help anchor this complex science in your memory. The species is named Narayan Debnathi, as a nod to the legendary Indian comic creator Narayan Debnath, the genius behind the Batul and Nante Fonte comics. From a scientific standpoint, this discovery is a massive deal. It marks literally only the second time on record in India that a wasp from the genus Tetrastitius has been found parasitizing the leaf beetle subfamily.
All right, shifting gears smoothly. Let's move into Section 2, Global Defense and Leadership, Missiles and Presidents. Here's your next knowledge challenge, and we're looking at international defense developments now. Which country developed the FP5 Flamingo long-range missile?
The answer is Ukraine. Let's take a strictly objective look at the reported capabilities of this newly developed military hardware.
So, the FP5 Flamingo is a domestically developed, ground-launched cruise missile that officially entered service in 2025. What stands out immediately in the data is its immense strike range. We're talking up to 3,000 kilometers.
Furthermore, alongside that massive 3,000-kilometer range, it's designed to carry a combat payload of up to 1,150 kilograms. That capacity makes it a highly formidable piece of modern defense technology.
So the crucial point is how these specifications translate into tactical application. The missile is specifically engineered for low-altitude flight, which allows it to evade radar detection and continue operating even under heavy electronic interference. It also utilizes reusable launchers, framing it as a cost-effective long-range strike system. Recently, Ukraine claimed that these exact FP5 Flamingo missiles successfully struck a Russian defense manufacturing facility located in the Volgograd region.
Let's pivot slightly and see how the map is shifting by looking at international leadership. Our next question for you. Abelardo de la Espriella has recently been elected as the president of which country? Hint, Prime Minister Narendra Modi recently extended his congratulations to him.
He is the newly elected president of Colombia. If you nailed that one, your global political geography is seriously sharp today.
Just to map this out in our minds, let's look at Colombia's geographical significance. Often referred to as the Gateway of South America, it sits right in the northwestern corner of the continent.
It shares highly strategic borders with Panama, Venezuela, Brazil, Peru, and Ecuador. Plus, uniquely, it boasts coastlines on both the Caribbean Sea and the Pacific Ocean. Its capital, where President de la Espriella will be leading from, is Bogota. And finally, we arrive at Section 3, India's rich agricultural heritage, GI-tagged tribal crops. Here is your absolute final quiz question for today's explainer. Which Indian state recently received geographical indication, or GI tags, for the traditional crops Sitahi Kutki, Nagadaman Kutki, and Baigani Arhar? The correct answer is Madhya Pradesh. A huge round of applause if you managed to guess all of these correctly today. Now, let's dive deeply into why these specific crops just earned this prestigious recognition.
And this brilliantly illustrates the incredible diversity of Madhya Pradesh's agriculture. First, we have Sitakahi Kutki and Nagdaman Kutki. These are minor millet varieties that are incredibly nutrient-rich and, importantly, highly climate-resilient. Then there's Bagani Arhar, an organically grown pigeon pea known for being high in protein, having a uniquely sweet taste, and requiring a much shorter cooking time than usual. Finally, another crop that received the tag alongside them is Kshatriya Dhan, a traditional, highly nutritious, aromatic rice cultivated specifically in the Jabalpur and Kutni regions.
But you know, what truly makes this data special is the human story behind it. These aren't just crops, they are living history. These specific varieties, particularly from the Dindori region, have been traditionally conserved for generations by the Bega tribe. The GI tag doesn't just recognize the food itself, it officially recognizes and protects the invaluable agricultural heritage and traditional knowledge of the Bega people. We have covered some incredible ground today. We tracked tigers in Telangana, decoded the slightly terrifying science of newly discovered wasps, looked objectively at the undeniable reach of a 3,000-kilometer stealth missile, welcomed a new president in Colombia, and celebrated the ancient, climate-resilient crops of the Bega tribe. It all leaves us with a pretty powerful question. From localized, climate-resilient agriculture protecting our food future to advanced stealth missiles altering modern defense, how will these wildly diverse developments we explored today shape the global landscape of tomorrow? Keep that in mind as you process everything. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Stay curious, stay focused, and I will see you next time.